Good morning, everybody. Good to be back here at Luther Family Ford for the September Salute to Law Enforcement. My name is Steve Hallstrom from the Flag and Fieldstone Group here in Fargo. Great to be with you here at Luther Family Ford. Brian, it seems like about 10 minutes ago we were here doing this before, but great to be back with you and the team here at Luther Family Ford. And I had to drive around to find a parking spot today. Sounds like some good things are happening here at Luther Family Ford.
Absolutely. Inventory is abundant, so yeah, it is a hard time finding a place to park, but can get in here, you know, it's definitely the place to be, for sure.
So come on in, buy a car or a truck, maybe 2 or 3, because Brian's got plenty to sell. This is really one of the treats of our month at our company to be able to salute some great people in law enforcement who make our community safe and healthy across the wide area here. And today we're very thankful to be with some good folks from the Cass County Sheriff's Office, and they cover a big swath of our area, do a great job keeping things under control, and we sure appreciate them. We want to say thank you to a number of people here today. First of all, Sheriff Jesse Johner, thank you, Jesse, for your leadership with the Sheriff's Office here. I'll wander over and visit with you in a couple of minutes, but great to have you here, and thanks for getting us together. Angie Ernst for getting us all lined up with the date, the time, the scripts, and the places. So thank you, Angie. We don't take your work for granted because we know you work awful hard to get us all set up here, too. And to Brian and his team, thanks to all of you at Luther Ford for coming over here and hanging out with us here for a little bit. It's always great to see you too as well in this monthly program that we do. The men and women of the Cass County Sheriff's Office serve us 24/7, 365, and we're very thankful to salute these heroes today. With that being said, it's time for us to meet this month's honoree, and I'm happy to introduce to you this morning Corporal Jon Dodge. So would you please join me in giving a big round of applause to Corporal Dodge. John, congratulations to you. What does this honor mean to be honored by your colleagues like this today?
It means a lot to me, but not just for me. It means a lot for my team. You know, I couldn't do anything by myself. We are a team, and we work very well together, and I'm so proud of my team and everybody on it. So it means a lot to me that my team gets some recognition here.
Yeah, as is rightfully so, no doubt about that. We're going to tell you more, or we're going to hear from John more in just a little bit, but first let's tell you a bit more about him. Jon Dodge joined the Cass County Sheriff's Office in October of 2019 as a deputy assigned to the Corrections Division. His dedication and hard work quickly stood out, leading to his promotion to corporal in June of 2021. Throughout his time with the Sheriff's Office, John has been an invaluable asset to the team. He has actively contributed to the field training program, helping shape and mentor new recruits, and serves as an instructor for the Correctional Officer Basic Academy, sharing his knowledge and experience with the incoming staff. John also takes on a critical leadership role as the CERT Commander of the jail's Correctional Emergency Response Team, ensuring the safety and security of both staff and inmates. In recognition of his exceptional leadership and commitment, John was honored with the Supervisor of the Year Award in 2023, an accolade made even more meaningful as it was awarded by his peers. His dedication, versatility, and positive influence make him a vital part of the Sheriff's Office. Congratulations to John and for all that he does for the community. John, that sounds pretty cool. Let me find out a little bit more about your journey here. Did you always want to be in law enforcement?
I don't think I always wanted to be in law enforcement necessarily, but public service, definitely. I started as a EMT out of high school, and that really sparked my love for public service and helping the community. And over the years, we just ended up here, and I'm really glad that I did.
What do you like most about the job and what you do now?
The camaraderie, for sure. You know, I mentioned earlier that my team is really good. Everybody on the team gets together. You know, we have a good time. We get work done. We do very good work together. It's just a joy coming to work every day.
So tell me a little bit about some of this teamwork and that team spirit. Why does that mean so much to you? You can tell you've said that about 3 times already today, how much that team matters to you. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, an individual can only do so much, you know, on his own. But if you get a good team together that works well together, the synergy is just amazing, and you can do so much more as an organized team than you can ever do as an individual. And it's just nice being a part of something better than yourself.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Tell us a little bit about some of the things that you've done in particular seem very interesting to me. Tell me about mentoring and shaping some of the new recruits. What are some of the things you try to teach them and communicate to them when they're taking these positions?
You know, in any profession like this, there's a lot of stress that comes involved. So I like to teach all the new people coming in just how to handle some of those stressors and things that they need to look out for and be careful of, and how to handle some of the things in their personal life and just grow and develop not only as officers but as people and good citizens.
I think those of us that are not in your shoes wonder, how do you deal with the stress and all of the demands that are on you, and you go through some things that are not easy. A lot of your job is very difficult and some things that are tough to go through. How do you handle that stress and try to find a way to put that aside so that you can get back to family and friends and things outside of work?
This might sound a little corny, but I play with my dog a lot.
Yeah,
we go for walks
good dog
and
helps,
play fetch.
Yeah, good.
Really like my little dog Xena.
Yeah, good stuff there. Tell me a little bit about your role as the jail's correctional emergency response team leader. What do you do and what goes into that?
A lot of paperwork. No, we organize teams to handle certain situations which require maybe a little bit more expertise and skill and equipment than most officers have.
I'm going to visit here with Jesse Johnner, too, the sheriff here in Cass County. Jesse, let's keep talking a little bit about the jail. We know there's a big project going on right now. We're just a few months away from having that done. Tell us about the jail situation right now and why this is going to be so needed.
Sure. Well, first of all, I want to thank again Brian and yourself here for recognizing law enforcement in our community. We're fortunate to have just a great support structure in our community. That doesn't happen everywhere else. And then certainly John, we're happy to honor him this morning. He's just that constant professional, follows our mission, vision, values of the organization, and really portrays that very professionally every day. So we're happy to see him. As you can see, he's always got a smile on his face.
Yep.
That's how he comes to work every day. We're really struggling. We've got a number of people here today that work in our jail, and they are working hard every day to make sure that we have room in our facility to provide public safety in our community. And we're struggling. Our jail is full. It's a day-to-day management. We've got Captain Frobig here. We've got Lieutenant Tommy Ray and a couple of our sergeants here and some other staff. And every day they're trying to figure out a way that we can make room in our facility so that we can keep this community safe. And it's a struggle. Our new jail will be done in April. That'll give us another 192 beds, but this morning as we were visiting in our command staff meeting, we've got 32 people at different jails right now. And then we've got a number of people on our community supervision unit, which also provides us room in there. So, we're close to 400 when our capacity is 348. So I got to really give our staff credit because, again, from day to day, they're working hard to try to find one or two beds just so we can bring those violent people off of the streets and bring them into our custody. So
you've got 32 people that should be in the Cass County Jail where you've had to find room for them in other jails.
Exactly.
How difficult is that, calling around? I'm sure you're not the only place that's looking to find room for people.
Well, I could pull Andy up here and Tommy because they're visiting with different jurisdictions every day, but it's tough because we're not the only facility that's full. Across the state, our state pen is full. They're looking for beds daily. Some of our other counties are full, so they're looking for beds daily. So it's really kind of like playing musical chairs and chess and moving pieces around. On top of that, a majority of the people that are in our custody are pre-trial. So they got to come back and forth to court. So Katie with her transport team, our captain who's in charge of that, they're constantly trying to figure out transports every day and how they can get people back to court and then back to those facilities. So yeah, it's just it's a struggle, but I've got a great team here. They work through it every day to make sure that we can, again, keep public safety here.
I would guess you're talking about a big financial benefit, too, when you can have people staying in your own home rather than having to rent hotel rooms, if you want to look at it that way. That price tag goes up quite a bit, so I'm guessing it'll be a lot more financially efficient for the county when this is done.
Yeah, once we get that new facility built, that will definitely help us out. But much like you said, I mean, when we move people to different jurisdictions, the citizens of Cass County are paying for that every day, and it's not cheap. But that's why we're building the new facility. So.
And when you get that done, Jesse, if I was doing the math right, you got probably a need for about 400, but you'll be more than 500 beds in the new jail once it's completed. So you'll finally have some of that much needed capacity.
Yeah, and of course the question is, right, how long are we going to have that capacity because our community is growing so fast. Yeah. So, once the goal obviously is to get that facility open in April, get it staffed. Joe Houdin, who's here as well, he's been working really hard with our recruiting because we got to get a number of people hired to staff that new pod so we can open it. But then once we get that going and we get that established, and immediately starting to look to the future, to how long is this going to last us? Do we need to start planning out again to add another pod? Years down the road, but start those talks again, because with adding this new pod right now, this isn't just like a 6-month process. This has been several years and evaluations and looking at how can we pay it, so it's not such a a cost burden to our taxpayers and things like that. So
you talked a little bit about John and what he's meant to your team earlier. What a joy to have people that come in with a smile on their face in work that can be heavy sometimes. Talk about that attitude that John brings to the workplace every day.
Yeah, well, like I said and mentioned a few minutes ago, I mean, he comes to work every day with a smile on his face, and he's very much about just enforcing our mission, vision, and values of the organization, really portraying that professional image that we want to have here and that all of our staff bring every day. And so he's the perfect example of that. I mean, this is where he wants to be. He wants to make a career, and he's very much vested in what he does every day. And like you mentioned, with the coaching and mentoring of our new staff, to make sure that we can maintain that professionalism as we bring new people on.
Yeah. Well, Jesse, thanks for all you do and for giving us a reason to get together today. So thanks again for being here.
Yep, thank you. Appreciate it.
Brian Mosier, the GM here at Luther Family Ford. You were in law enforcement yourself for a time. Tell me what it means to have these great folks, all these people. We got a great number of people here from the law enforcement community today. Must make your heart feel good, too, being an old law enforcement guy yourself.
It does, and what they've said about the camaraderie in these groups. I mean, being part of that team is so important, and makes the teams work that much better together. So it's really awesome to see all these people come out and support it. So.
Yeah. I bet you still have good relationships from a lot of people that you work with back in the day yourself, even years later.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's been a while, but I still keep in touch with a lot of them. Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you and the team here at Luther Family Ford for supporting law enforcement the way you do. It makes our community much better when people like yourself in the business community get behind it too. So thanks again for that, Brian.
Yeah, I think we're pretty fortunate in this area. There's a lot of people out here in this community that support law enforcement, so it's not like that everywhere.
Yeah, no, so, you're 100% right about that.
Steve, I'm going to have Brian talk to Joe after this, so
sure.
See if we can get him back recruited into law enforcement. Okay. So since we're looking for people,
he kind of looks like he get out there and chase a few bad guys down. The wife might have something to say about that. Yeah, well, it's a team, right? It takes, as they say, it takes everybody to jump in and make it all happen. So we appreciate everybody here. One of the really cool things that we do here in the ceremony is that Brian and his team at Luther Family Ford donated a $100 gift card for services, products, and things like that here at Luther Family Ford. And typically the officer or corporal in this case that's honored has a certain nonprofit or charity that means something to them. They'd like to pay that forward to. So John, I know you've got somebody that you believe very strongly in their mission that you want to make sure that you're a blessing to. Tell us about that today.
The Jail Chaplains Association, they come in and they provide so many benefits and services to the people currently incarcerated, and their whole mission is just to make everyone's life just a little bit better, and I'd like to pay that back to them.
Yeah. Jail Chaplains is a phenomenal organization. They've been so active here for so long, bringing hope into some dark places, so we appreciate that, and we'll make sure that we get that forwarded over to them on your behalf as well. Sandy's Donuts is also saying their thanks. They'll be delivering some goodies here to Luther Family Ford and the Cass County Sheriff's Office as well. We've created an honoree section on our website, am1100theflag.com, where all the bios of the officers, deputies, and all the people that we've done through this program here for 5 years or so are listed. It's quite a list, and it's fun to look back over the years and see how many people have been honored that way as well. And in the days ahead, we'll be inviting John to appear as our community VIP on the Need to Know Morning Show with Kevin and Alex on AM 1100 The Flag Radio. The final thing I always like to say is that at our company, when law enforcement takes action and it makes the news, we give the benefit of the doubt to the men and women who serve us behind the badge. We know the training that you go through and all the work you do on a continual basis to sharpen those reflexes and judgments the best you can, and we sure are thankful that we got people that are willing to take those strong steps when they're needed, so we appreciate you guys very much for that. With that, that'll bring an end to our ceremony here for September at Luther Family Ford. Would you please join me in giving one final big round of applause to Corporal Jon Dodge. And we'll see you back here next month in October for another edition of the Luther Family Ford Salute to Law Enforcement. We'll see you then.